Welcome to my channel. World Scene News. Subscribe to my channel for news updates all around the world. Foxconn, the world's largest electronics contract manufacturer, is the primary assembler of Apple's iPhones, a company whose influence stretches far beyond the assembly line. As a linchpin in the global tech supply chain, Foxconn's every move sends ripples through international markets, affecting everything from stock prices to the availability of the latest gadgets. The company's decisions shape the landscape of global manufacturing, influencing how and where the world's most advanced electronics are made. Recently, Foxconn has presented a paradox, recalling Chinese technical staff from India, a move that raised eyebrows across the industry. At the same time, it's investing $140 million back in China, signaling renewed commitment to its home base. Yet Foxconn is also pouring billions into new Indian factories and ambitious semiconductor projects, betting big on India's future as a manufacturing powerhouse. This dual strategy reveals a company caught between two giants, China and India, navigating a treacherous path forward, balancing risk and opportunity at every turn. Foxconn is actively de-risking its operations, seeking alternatives to over-reliance on China, and diversifying its manufacturing footprint. But for Foxconn, abandoning China isn't an option. The ties run deep, and the stakes are simply too high. China's world-class infrastructure and highly skilled workforce remain indispensable, providing a level of efficiency and scale that's hard to match. Meanwhile, India's vast labor pool, growing technical expertise, and massive consumer market make it the most viable plus one in Foxconn's global strategy. The real question isn't India versus China, but how Foxconn can successfully court both at once, leveraging the strengths of each nation. It's a delicate dance, balancing relationships, investments, and political pressures on both sides. The recall of Chinese workers from India is just one piece of this complex puzzle, hinting at deeper strategic calculations. Meanwhile, the ongoing construction of new Indian facilities signals Foxconn's long-term commitment to expanding its presence in the subcontinent. In this chapter, we'll explore the motivations behind Foxconn's moves, the shifting tides of global manufacturing, and the high-stakes decisions shaping the future. We'll examine the pressures from Beijing and Washington, and how Foxconn must navigate not just business but geopolitics, and we'll look at the operational challenges in India, from infrastructure hurdles to workforce training. It's a high-stakes balancing act, with every decision carrying global consequences. The future of the global tech supply chain hangs in the balance, and Foxconn's next moves could reshape the industry for years to come. In 2025, Foxconn began quietly recalling over 300 Chinese engineers from its Indian operations. These experts were crucial for transferring manufacturing know-how to India's workforce. The move, unaccompanied by public explanation, seemed to contradict Foxconn's diversification narrative. Simultaneously, Foxconn invested $140 million in China, hinting at a renewed focus on its manufacturing heartland. The likely reason: pressure from Beijing, which has tightened controls on the export of skilled human capital, especially to strategic competitors like India. Foxconn, as a Taiwanese company with deep roots in China, must tread carefully to avoid alienating Beijing. The recall is a strategic concession, showing Foxconn is diversifying but not abandoning its foundational partner. It's a calculated move to maintain a crucial relationship while pursuing growth elsewhere. Despite the recent recall, Foxconn's commitment to India remains unwavering and stronger than ever. The company is doubling down on its presence, backed by major investments and a clear long-term strategy. In May 2025, Foxconn and HCL Group secured approval for a $433 million semiconductor plant in Uttar Pradesh, marking a pivotal step in India's ambitions to become a global chip manufacturing hub. At the same time, Foxconn is constructing a massive new iPhone factory near Bengaluru, which will supplement its already significant Chennai facility and further expand its manufacturing footprint in the country. These projects, totaling over $1.5 billion in 2025 alone, are a testament to Foxconn's long-term vision for India and its confidence in the country's potential as a manufacturing powerhouse. India offers a vast, low-cost labor force, providing Foxconn with the scale and flexibility needed to meet global demand. The government's Make in India initiative further sweetens the deal, offering incentives and support to to attract global manufacturers. For Foxconn, India is not just a new production base, it's a strategic hedge against the risks and uncertainties of relying solely on China. At the same time, India represents a gateway to a vast and rapidly growing consumer market full of untapped potential. The partnership is symbiotic. Foxconn brings capital, advanced technology, and global expertise, while India offers growth, diversification, and a dynamic environment for innovation and expansion. Foxconn's Indian strategy is now a foundational pillar for its future, shaping the company's global direction for years to come. Even as it manages its complex relationship with China, Foxconn's bold moves in India signal a new era of opportunity and transformation. The recall of Chinese engineers from India can't be understood without considering Beijing's pressure. China, wary of the China Plus One strategy, is using subtle controls to retain its skilled labor and slow rivals' progress. In 2025, local Chinese governments reportedly made it harder for engineers to work abroad, especially in India. Foxconn, deeply embedded in China, is especially vulnerable to these pressures. The timing of the recall coincided with a slight thaw in India-China relations, but economic competition remains fierce. Beijing's message: diversify, but don't undermine China's manufacturing base. Foxconn must appease Beijing to keep its Chinese factories running smoothly. Ignoring these signals could mean regulatory trouble or supply chain disruptions. The recall is a strategic necessity, compliance with Beijing while still pursuing diversification. The withdrawal of Chinese engineers from Foxconn's Indian plants is no small matter. These experts were vital for training local workers and ensuring high-efficiency production. Their absence creates a knowledge gap, likely slowing the ramp-up of new iPhone production lines. Apple's goal to have India produce 20% of iPhones by the end of 2025 could be delayed, keeping it reliant on China. While Foxconn can bring in experts from Taiwan or elsewhere, it's not a perfect substitute for the experience of the Chinese teams. Language and cultural barriers add complexity to the transition. The move highlights how deeply China is woven into the global tech ecosystem. Decoupling isn't just about new factories, it's about transferring expertise China is reluctant to share. The Indian government quickly moved to reassure investors after news broke of the Chinese worker recall, addressing concerns head-on and signaling stability to the global business community. Officials wasted no time in holding press conferences and issuing statements to clarify the situation, determined to prevent any panic or uncertainty from spreading. S. Krishnan, Secretary of Electronics and IT, downplayed the impact, emphasizing that Foxconn's Indian operations remained strong and uninterrupted. He assured the public and investors that production lines were running smoothly and that the company's commitment to India was unwavering. Krishnan also highlighted the growing pool of trained Indian workers, a key goal of the Make in India program. He pointed out that India's focus on skill development and technical education was paying off, with more local talent ready to step up and fill critical roles in the manufacturing sector. The government further noted that Foxconn was bringing in experts from Taiwan and other countries, not just China. This international collaboration was framed as a strength, enhancing the knowledge base and technical expertise available in India's factories. This diversification of expertise aligns with India's broader strategy to reduce reliance on any single country, making its manufacturing ecosystem more resilient and globally competitive. By welcoming talent from around the world, India is building a robust foundation for future growth. The government's swift response aimed to calm investor nerves and reinforce India's image as a stable, reliable manufacturing destination. Officials highlighted recent growth figures and new investments as evidence of continued momentum. By framing the situation as a manageable challenge, India turned a potential setback into a story of resilience and adaptability. The narrative shifted from crisis to opportunity, showcasing the country's ability to overcome obstacles. The message was clear: India's rise as a global manufacturing power is firmly on track, and the country remains open for business and innovation. The government's proactive stance helped keep momentum and investor confidence intact, ensuring that India's manufacturing ambitions continue to move forward with renewed energy and optimism. Foxconn's moves in China and India are shaped by the US-China trade war and global uncertainty. For Apple, Foxconn's main client, diversifying into India is a way to de-risk its supply chain from US-China tensions. An iPhone made in India avoids potential US tariffs on Chinese goods. India's alignment with the West makes it a more stable long-term partner for US companies. However, India-China tensions complicate operations for companies straddling both markets. Foxconn's dual strategy, expanding in India while reaffirming its commitment to China, is a masterclass in geopolitical navigation. The Indian expansion pleases Washington and hedges against trade war risks. Continued investment in China and the recall of Chinese staff appease Beijing. Foxconn isn't taking sides. It's building a resilient, diversified operation to withstand shocks from any direction. This is the new playbook for global manufacturing giants. Foxconn's push into India hasn't been smooth. Its failed $19.5 billion joint venture with Vedanta in 2023 exposed the challenges of building advanced manufacturing in India. Delays, regulatory hurdles, and lack of a mature ecosystem derailed the project. Earlier attempts to build factories also faltered due to bureaucracy and land issues. Now, Foxconn is taking a more cautious, step-by-step approach with smaller, manageable projects. India holds promise, but its infrastructure and regulatory frameworks are still maturing. For now, China's proven efficiency and scale remain unmatched. Foxconn's actions reflect a pragmatic recognition of China's enduring importance. The idea of simply shifting from China to India is a myth. Foxconn is building a dual-track system. India is the future, growth and diversification. China is the present, scale and expertise. Foxconn's Chinese operations dwarf its presence elsewhere, with vast integrated factory campuses and supply chains. Replicating this in India will take years. The $140 million investment in China signals ongoing commitment and helps maintain vital relationships. Stability in China is essential for Foxconn's core business. The company is balancing short-term stability with long-term diversification. Foxconn isn't leaving India or China. It's executing a sophisticated dual strategy for survival and growth. This is the blueprint for multinationals in a fractured world, balancing the demands of global giants, with a foot in both camps.